Carrie Snow, the American comedian, said, if God was a woman, sperm would taste of chocolate. But perhaps... I don't understand it either. Perhaps we...
How do you know it doesn't?
Oh, he knows.
Damn. But perhaps, you know, we should believe in Adam and Eve. Geneticists have established that every woman in the world shares a single female ancestor who lived 150,000 years ago. Scientists do actually call her Eve, and every man shares a single male ancestor dubbed Adam. It's also been established, however, that Adam was born 80,000 years after Eve. So the world before him was one of heavy to industrial strength lesbianism, one assumes. According to Rita Mae Brown, if Michelangelo had been heterosexual, the Sistine Chapel would have been painted basic white and with a roller. The art historian Andrew Graham Dixon discovered something about Caravaggio's outrageous behaviour on the tennis court. What was it? For almost 400 years, historians have believed that Caravaggio was exclusively homosexual, and they believed that he murdered a man called Ranuccio Tomassoni in a squabble over a tennis match. But it's now thought, thanks to the pioneering work of Andrew Graham Dixon, that Tomassoni's death was an accident and Caravaggio was only trying to cut off his testicles, not to kill him. There you are.
Yes. Over a game of tennis.
Well, yes.
New balls, please.
An extra 5 points. Can you connect this... Oh. I will pass it round if you need to handle it or smell it.
Fennel.
With Italian homosexuals.
Oh.
Are there any Italian homosexuals in the room?
My dressing number is 315.
Is it fennel?
It is fennel. I will tell you that, yes. Fennel.
Is the street slang for homosexuals
Street
fennel?
Yes, correct.
Wow.
10 points.
Yes. Oh, look at that.
You will get...
But what is it, though? Because there's a certain word...
Finocchio, which is fennel in Italian. It is official. Last year, after analysing the light from 200,000 galaxies, American scientists announced that the universe was pale green. Not black with silvery bits, as it appears to us. Taking the Dulux paint range as a standard, it was somewhere between Mexican mint, jade cluster, and Shangri-La silk. However, to the embarrassment of the American astrophysical community, a few weeks after announcing their discovery to the American Astronomical Society, they had to admit that they'd actually made a mistake in their calculations, and the universe was, in fact, more a sort of taupe or beige colour. I thought it was Gay Whisper with a touch of amber glow, which are my favourite... this is my pancake colour. It's called Gay Whisper. Did you know that? It actually is. Literally true. Gay Whisper.
Is gay whispers like Chinese whispers?
Only more fun. Now, there's an interesting thing, their genitalia. Give me the length of a blue whale's penis.
Nissan Micra.
Give me the length of a blue...
I know what I'm saying. Give it to me now.
To be honest, I don't think I can manage quite that much, Stephen.
You disappoint a man.
I know bits about Hans Christian Andersen. He was a weird fellow.
He was well
A
weird.
very weird fellow. He was an agoraphobic.
Correct. 2 points for knowing that.
And apparently The Ugly
Rendering.
Duckling is a great gay parable because he was gay.
He was well gay, yes. Yes, he was well gay.
Well gay.
Well, a big butter user.
Anderson is here.
Because nobody knows the original ending of the story when the duckling goes off to do musical theatre, but, you know,
Yes.
it's clearly a gay
And he
parable.
worked in ballet, as he was just slightly too clumsy and big to be in ballet, but he adored the ballet, which not in itself is a sign of being gay, though, let's face it, it is. He fell in love with the son of a friend who married, and his body was actually buried with this boy he fell in love with and this boy's wife, until the family decided it was a bit of a stain to have this threesome in the grave going on forever.
This grave is a bit crowded.
Yes, the grave is crowded, so that they were removed. But he was a sad figure. It says on my card he was a friend of Dickens. It's not quite true, actually, because Dickens had a
friend of
row.
Dickens? Is that a
friend
euphemism?
of Dickens, yes. That's enough of that. Dickens got very tired of him. He stayed at Dickens' house and wouldn't go. He was just the guest
I'm
that wouldn't
exhausted,
leave.
Hans. Will you leave? Take your butter with you.
It's where the phrase hands off comes. And also what the dick is. As Mira said, for a very, very well-designed 10 points, Anderson survived to become a tall, gangling, gay vegetarian writer of fairy tales who suffered from dyslexia, agoraphobia, and the fear of either being burned or buried alive. But some 128 years after his death, the discriminating voters on amiannoying.com still rate the tortured hands as less annoying than his cuddly namesake Clive. Does anyone remember there's a wonderful line in that film, The Agony and the Ecstasy, which is about where Charlton Heston plays Michelangelo and Rex Harrison
Charlton
plays...
Heston plays Michelangelo?
Yes.
Yeah.
And-
The effete
and-
Italian homosexual?
Yeah, that's the one.
Played
He
by
was
the
never a
president
thief.
of the gun club?
He was an athletic. He was an athletic Italian homosexual.
I thought he was a wussy one.
He may well have preferred man-on-man action. That doesn't mean
I don't mean...
he was Julian Clary. He could have been butch like me.
When I say wussy one, I don't mean he was gay. I mean he was a bit of a...
No.
I thought
You've got the other way round.
I thought Da Vinci was the hard case.
No, Michelangelo was an animal. He was physical.
Michelangelo was.
Strong,
He never washed.
Very strong.
He
That's
stank.
right. Beard and
Alan Yentob said this.
But he preferred to take it up with Gary Glitter. There we are. Another of their ideas, very popular in its day, but which hasn't lasted, was Raffanidzein. And it's the penalty for adultery. And it involved inserting a radish into the adulterer's bottom. Radishes were a lot longer, wider and pointier in those days and were hammered home with a mallet. Raffanidzein is therefore a verb meaning to insert a radish into the fundament.
You know, radishes are meat. Well, no, I don't know if I mentioned that or not.
To insert meat into the fundament, there is another word for that. You don't need a special word for that.
It's an absurd punishment. I'd have thought, smacking them on the thumb with a mallet would be much worse. Wouldn't it?
They were, after all, Greek, you see.
They didn't really mind homosexuality, though, did they?
They very much relished it. They certainly knew a thing or two about man-on-man action. What would you think... who should we ask this? Joe, I think you're the medical person here. What would you think if I touched the tips of your genitals with linen or papyrus?
To be honest, Stephen, I'd be bloody impressed you found the tip.
What's wrong with the Chinese and the Dutch?
The Dutch have discovered almost everything first, but
then
they're
they
just
go
thought of
home.
as being people, homosexuals, who smoke joints. Actually, there's a lot more to them than that. A lot more to the Dutch.
But what is it with the Chinese that they went round really early on and then never went anywhere, to stay at home and bred ferociously?
We're wandering happily around the globe, and this is a good thing, but I'll just return us to Australia. Heavens above. Now...
I have an Australian girlfriend who has two vaginas. She went to have a smear test and the doctor said, well, you've got some good news and some bad news. You've got some precancerous cells, but they're only in one of your vaginas. And she said, I was saving the other one for that special man.
Is it fully equipped inside? Do you have two
Fully
clitorises?
equipped.
I don't think she's got both.
No, clitoris is on the outside, Stephen.
Oh, is it? I see.
Yeah.
This is where this is where I really do plead ignorance.
There's that blind spot again.
You're not really in the vagina business.
That's
No.
I'm not. Thank you, members.
And I
Well,
do feel you're expressing rather an unnatural interest.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
like you.
No,
really.
I'm curious. I'll press my nose into anything. So, what do you call an insect that sucks?
Ulrika Johnson.
Meow. Any other thoughts? Yes, Jeremy.
A rubbish insect.
It sucks. Very good. It sucks.
What, you mean it sucks up... I know that the stingray sucks food up from the seabed.
Yeah, it's more of a fish than an insect, but yeah.
It can locate and suck up food from a foot below the surface of the seabed.
It's what we in the gay community call a bottom feeder. Yes?
Can I be in the gay community?
Oh, very well.
Can I be an arthropod and
Join-
in the gay community?
It's a very specialist area, but I'm sure there are many websites devoted to it.
The gay arthropod.
The gay arthropods. It's full of interesting stuff. For instance, Bond has these strange ideas. He has this idea that homosexuals can't whistle, for example. It occurs, I think, in
always got a
Russia
cock
with
in their
love.
mouth.
Yeah. I want you to go and stand in the corner.
You just put your lips together and blow.
I've had a blowjob,
You can easily say the word Wimbledon. Yeah.
which is a cocktail. And you get it in a shooter glass, and it's got something like Drambuie or Baileys or something in it.
Oh, how sophisticated.
And then it's got...
Just a hint of
then it's got whipped cream out of a can on the top of it.
Oh, that
And you
sounds
get
a
it put
lovely
on
drink,
the
Alan.
and you get it put on the counter like that, and you're not allowed to use your hands to drink it. Hence, it's because someone grown it up. So you have to put your hands behind your back and go.
I've never been to Essex. Anyway. Well, he was quite...
Somebody came in looking for a cocktail and said, I fancy a blowjob, and he would have...
No, he was a fry. He would have welcomed it.
just putting himself in a better position. That's it.
Is there such a thing as silly jism?
Oh, dear.
Well, like a cheap version of Play-Doh, you mean?
There's a film called Jism that's just... and I was in... I would say that's just come out, but it's... half human beings who've ever lived are reckoned to have been killed.
3,000 people die of malaria every day.
That's 45 billion human beings in our history. But then, it depends what you mean by people, how far you go back in our evolutionary history.
Well, you know,
Homo
humans,
erectus.
sort of.
Right. Glad to hear about that. Could you introduce us? Stop it.
One who
I
was
have
on
to
the
come
other
clean
day.
myself. I mean, if Alan's are going to be attacked, I will be there in the queue being herded onto the trains too, because my father is an Alan. You see? There. So there's a little bit of Alan in me. Is there any Alan in you?
No.
Do you want some?
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. In the right hands, even a meaningless two-syllable name can be made as frisky as a gay ferret in a pink blender. I leave you with one last Alan, Alan Bennett, who, when asked if he was gay, replied wearily, "That's a bit like asking a man crawling across the Sahara whether he would prefer Perrier or Malvern water." Why might you have thought twice about accepting the offer of a mince pie if it was made, this offer, in 1657, or indeed a mince pie? If someone offered you a mince pie, yes, Bill.
Well, because that's 3 minutes before tea time, and it just spoils your appetite.
Very good. Very good. No, the year of our Lord, 1657. Yes.
Let's look at the date for a moment. 1657, of course, is the year before the death of Oliver Cromwell.
Very good.
Who
is relevant.
was a huge hater of puffs. So, even to put a hand, even if it wasn't in a particularly Cecil Beaton kind of a way, near a mince pie might be enough to indicate that you are a lover of the lavender passageway, which might indicate that you are for it.
Yes. Which led to the euphemism of slinging the mince pie up the lavender passageway. Brandy butter.